Can. Ow! Got my finger. Fuck me, bro. Alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the race here at the pit stop series. We are in round 7 around the Circuit of America. We do have a sprint race here today, and it's going to give me one question of can Ben Arnold keep his lead? He's got some very big pressure from drivers behind, but the question is will he be able to stand that pressure and keep this championship lead, as there is a maximum of 32 points available for the win in the sprint and a win in the main race. That is not including fastest laps or any points that might be given for pole position. One question for people here is how will other drivers compare? We have Zezin, a very, very quick driver who I have raced before. I'm going to give no comment on that. Sorry about that. Zezin, who raced, I think this is his second race here at the pit stop series. Very, very quick driver. And he's got a lot of pace to show, but problem is, can he convert this very quick quality pace into race pace? As some drivers are actually already set their soft lap times. Jake, Siege, have folks set their what's it called, soft lap times, so they will not have the extra grip you get at the end of qualifying. Smooth on a software lap now. A lot of drivers still not done. They wanted to save their medium smooth for the sprint race, but as we saw in Div 2, that is definitely not the play. The hards are to go in the sprint. Some drivers are now complaining about times that other drivers have set. This is definitely one lap to remember from Zezin, as he is set an absolutely monster lap. Don't think I know anybody else in here who could have set it. So we now have Veer coming out onto the track now. Jake is still doing laps on those soft compound tires, so see how he can improve. He is up on the Delta, throwing it into the second to last corner now, using every bit of ERS he has left, but invalidating the final corner. That is not going to be as smooth. Jumps up to a P8 with a 132.8. Palmer in P6 with a 132.7. Alright, there we go. Which is set on mediums. Ben Arnold, I'm hoping he can improve on his time, so I don't need to say those numbers. But we still have 6 drivers not setting a lap time. Warman staying in the pits. Alex jumps all the way up to P2 with a 132.4 on soft compound tyres. Kira's invalidated. Offline is jumping to the pits. As drivers are starting their lap time now. May is throwing their car in through turn 1 now, looking to improve on their 132.8, which they've just recently set. As it's looking like a very close battle for P2 here in qualifying. Zezin's got a very nice gap, and he might save those soft compound tyres. Speaking of the devil, he's now out on those soft, probably looking to see just how quick he can go. Alex may have set his lap a bit too early. There are still other drivers who set their laps earlier than him. as Veer is now rounding turn 1, starting his lap with Zezin right behind him. Good thing he didn't get impeded there. You should now watch Veer go through the S's, coming up now to turns 8 and 9 to very notorious corners to invalidate. Purple sector 1 he goes, swirling this Red Bull left and right, as all drivers are pretty much on the soft compound tyres and are looking to go as quick as they can in this final bit of short quali. Jump aboard with Vid now as he hits the back straight. All that ERS he has saved up and hasn't wanted yet. All the way up to 200 miles an hour, braking now at the 100-meter board, throwing the car in. Ooh, with a bit of lag from my end there, but that is always going to happen sadly with me. Purple sector 2 now. He's looking very quick as we may go to 132.6 up to 5. Now, Alex is now sitting in the pit, open drive to land and drivers like Ford will has tainted their laps on those mediums. The 3/10 up back provisionally put him P2. But how can he there as he uses all of the plug before the final corner? Now rounding the final corner, DRS flap open. So 152.1 provisionally P2 for him. As we jump on board with Palmer. Ravi said he's not very confident with his pace here. Around because he's been very slow. Purple sector 1 he does go though, so it's looking very nice for him, but Zezin has started his lap now in that pink car, which is definitely another driver to be looking out for. Ford as well, who's 3 tenths up like sector 1. And talking about with Zezin, he now goes purple sector 1, just 500ths of a tenth up, but that is still very impressive there. Messing around a bit on the gas there. You know it's Ford, not Ford, Palmer, so he now takes it down into sharper power. 209 miles an hour before reaching it. Purple sector 2 now 6 tenths up. That's provisionally put in behind there, which is still very nice place to be, even though it's not high. He now takes it through these final few corners. Palmer throws it into the second to last corner. Not a lot of actually saved. Just gonna have to deal with it though. Coming around the final corner, burning that ERS as he crosses the line to go P2 with a 131.9. Jump on board now with Fraud. Mouse goes to 132.1. Very nicely done. Fraud now crosses the line with a 131.7. Very nicely done. Still not good. Zezin's 3 tenths up as he now rounds the final corner. That's pole for Zezin. 4 tenths up on his previous lap with a 131.3. What a lap by him. Ben Arnold is 6 tenths up on his lap. As you can see, the sprint qualifying is very, very close. 6 tenths up would put him all the way into P5, or around that range. As we now watch Ben Arnold cross the final corner now, as he goes P4 with a 132.1, jumps ahead of Mouse, jumps out of there, and Palmer is able to keep P3 in this qualifying session. Offline jumps into P7. And that is your starting order. And this will be a very exciting race to be watching. Your top 5 now, Zezin in the V car, but the reserve driver here, Fraud in the Mercedes, Palmer in the McLaren, Tolu actually jumps up to P4 in the Ferrari, Ben Arnold P5, and that is your top 5. Mouse P6, Veer takes P7 in the Red Bull, Offline P8 in the Alpine, Warman P9 in the Ferrari, and Alex, who left very early compared to these rest of the drivers, it takes it off, rounds the final top 10 in that Aston Martin. Oh, it's a wet sprint race. This is definitely going to be throwing throwing a spanner in the works. It's now we are seeing these drivers at wet pace. We have 17 drivers out on the grid. Diego, who joined midway through quali, was unable to get a lap in. Kira invalidated their laps. Now all we have is watching this 10-lap sprint around Circuit of the Americas, so no point saving your tires. You should have done those extra laps. An extra little bit of practice might have been beneficial to you. Oh. Two to 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Zezin. It's a very wheel spinning start, but it's good enough for him. He takes it. As Toulouse now trying to look down the inside of Palmer coming into turn 1 now. Zezin defends the inside. As that's Mouse also tries to take the inside. That's glitching now. Palmer's glitching through there. He was reminded of the rules. Mouse is trying to recover now as Ben Arnold now takes the inside. Oh, didn't like that from my end. Sorry about that. Mouse getting overtaken by Ben Arnold. Now Ben Arnold has to take a straight line off the track. Offline overtakes Vin. Now they are too wide still. Coming through turns 8 and 9. Gotta be very careful to leave each other enough space. Alex already made up one position. Diego battling for P17 in the back there. As Zez has already pulled a 7/10 gap. 2 drivers behind him. As Offline's not going to look down the inside of Vib. Ben Arnold now gets past Toulouse as well. He's showing very good pace in this wet race. As there's only been minor changes here in the race, but these minors might make a difference. As Toulouse is struggling to keep up now with Ben Arnold. Zezin's just controlling the pace of the race. Kira now trying to get a move done, and Zeke unable to. Jake getting overtaken by Warman now. Down the inside, Warman goes going to try and defend off now and into this very sharp left-hander. He does so very well. Smooth dives down. Oh, makes a bit of contact there with Jake. Smooth now down into P16. Got Diego right behind him now. Sten's already dropped forward by about 1.7 seconds. Palmer's getting pressured a lot by Ben Arnold here. Mercedes driver trying to make a double Mercedes podium here. As Zezin's already pulling away with this lead of the race. We now jump onto lap 2. Multiple overtakes already being done. Just minus. Nobody's up a lot of positions, but Ben Arnold's looking to try and make that a bit different. Sends it down the inside of Palmer on the wet line. Going to be less grip there for him. Tries taking the dry line away from him. As the Mercedes squeeze out Ben Arnold. He gets a double overtake there on Ford. But sliding there from Ford leaves him with a very bad exit. And that's down into P3 for him. Palmer now looking to try and keep up with the team of Mercedes in front of him, but he's got Toulouse right behind him with a bunch of battery in the tank, looking to burn as much as he can. Mouse sends it down the inside of Toulouse, too wide. These drivers are now. Mouse still looking to try and get a move done, breaks really late. Luckily Ghosting saves him though. Mouse now gets past him. He drops all the way down to P8 with Bit and Offline getting through there. He's now both asking to drop back a good few positions. Offline having a very nice sprint race so far. Zezin's already starting to pull away. Moves to 3 seconds to the gap now. Ford's now. Banana starting to pull away from Ford now as Alex gets past his teammate. Maybe a bit shoving there. His Mouse is now off track. I have to go to the chute for that, as sadly I did not catch anything. Looking to get a move done on Jake as Offline and Toulouse now too wide. He's going to let Cole. Always going to let Palmer just pull away that little bit more. Toulouse does keep. Ooh, big slide there from Offline. Toulouse keeps position being on the drier line. That does more like have them all battling for that podium position. Fraud's now dropped a lot of Ben Arnold. Ben Arnold's slowly actually catching up to Zezin in front of him. Little by little, but it may not be enough for the sprint race. You look going forward with Diego now at the very back of the pack, misqualifying. It's going to have to do a big sense to try and get past people. Bates Kira there, but not close enough to actually get the move done. Palmer's now starting to get pressured a bit by Toulouse. Very big battle here for P2 or P4, but Palmer gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not what he wants to be seeing. There goes his opportunities getting into the podium. out the window. He's already was dropping back from Ford, and now with the other guys behind him not having penalties, it's been a massive train. He's going to drop down a lot of positions. As Palmer locks up the race, Toulouse sends it down the inside. As now they both make contact, Palmer's off track. Toulouse and Palmer both off track. I do not think both drivers left each other enough space. Palmer running down into P10. Make that P11 as to Ted gets a massively big run on him. Palmer's now going to be down, I think, 8 positions if Ted can get this move done. Smooth now gets past my. Ted breaks a lot later. Loses the rear. Palmer's having to back. Now that means Jake's going to also maybe even get a move past Palmer. Toulouse does drop down to P7. No, P8 now battling with Mouse, who has the inside line. Mouse takes a bit of contact there. More contact from these two drivers. Palmer's now trying to get past. Palmer's now just gone past Zeech. As Ben Arnold gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cuts. He's not doing well under these wet conditions. So as now offline gets a 3-second time penalty. These time penalties start to fall in now. As 4th till 6th have actually gained a bunch of positions. Zezin just confidently leading the race so far. As Ford's now dropped out of 3-second range of Ben Arnold, so that means even with the time penalty, he'll be ahead, still be ahead of his teammate. Is pushing hard to keep it with offline. Jake gets the move done past Palmer. Zeech looking to try and make a move done with new rules implemented, saying you have to treat a ghosted car like a normal car. You cannot just drive straight through them. So it's definitely going to need a bit of change for some of these drivers who are used to just driving straight through people when they are ghosted. As Toulouse is retired. Toulouse is retired, and I think he's in a wall somewhere. If I could see where, very nice. Toulouse in the wall there on the right hand side. He's out. That's going to be very nice for Mouse, as he's now got clean air in front and behind for these last few points positions in this sprint race. Remember, only the top 8 get points, which means Ted's going to be pushing hard to try and get past Warman. Now, not going for the move this lap. Nobody is so far. Palmer's looking to try and make as many positions as he can, as all points are beneficial here. Dezin's just slowly pulling away more and more and more. As that gap's up to 3.7 seconds now. Ben Arnold, another driver, just looking to try and pull ahead of his teammate and get him out of the DRS range. Offline's pulled away from Veer. Now he's in a world of his own. Veer's struggling to keep up. His Mouse is now catching up to his teammate behind. Woolman still holding back Ted for the final points position. As Ted now goes a bit off track there. Very risky for him there. This Palmer now, after that incident with Toulouse, is pushing hard to get a move done, but he's got Zeke right behind him, who's got a lot more ERS and a much bigger run. Oh, sends it down the inside, now locks up, slides a lot. Oh, Palmer makes a little bit of contact with his diffuser there. They are now too wide. Palmer shoves him off track. Palmer makes contact with Zeke, shoves him off track there. Not very clean racing from him, as he's now just holding up Zeke. That is not the racing you want to be seeing. So I've just been asked to check pens, so if I can find where it is, there you go. 3-second penalties to all drivers who have a penalty. Looking very, very nice for some drivers here. Now, as my internet starts to lag a bit, if I can, I will lower the quality so you guys have a better viewing experience. Cole Palmer gets another 3-second time penalty now. That's going to worsen his chances of getting anywhere in this sprint race. As Ford is starting to drop off massively from his teammate Ben Arnold, who's just starting to have massive gaps in front and behind. Zezin just loving where he is, his position. Offline still pressuring Ford, as Viz looking on pace to maybe get that 4th, maybe final podium position if he's lucky enough. Toulouse disconnected. Ooh, that's... Oh yeah, Toulouse did leave the session, so I will get you back in, mate, during the race quality, because I am not doing it right now. Zeech sandwich. Zeech in a massive sandwich here of McLaren's, but Palmer his cutoff up there with Zeech is now make a move back on him. Zeech doesn't go for a move. Palmer's a lot less on ERS. Zeech makes a bit of contact. Ooh, Smooth tries making a move on the Haas driver. Unsuccessful, bit of contact there. But Zeech is still pushing hard. Palmer trying his best to pull away from the Haas driver. Deeming very unsuccessful as Mouse and Woolman taking the final 2 points positions. Woolman's defending a lot from Ted, wanting to get at least 1.4 Ferrari here in this sprint race. This is looking like some very nice defending from Woolman here. Ooh. Palmer still. Oh, Zeech. I think on goes to there. Maybe a bit of contact with Palmer. He's now dropped off a bit, but he's pushing, still pushing hard. As you can see, Palmer really doesn't have the ERS to be burning. Zeech just burns more. This might be a move done and dusted. Smooth tries to walk down the inside. Now it's got May looking as Ted finally gets past Warman now, but Warman's still there, looking for the move back. Now coming down the inside. Brakes later, has the inside line. Ted's still trying to stick around the outside. Drivers leaving each other's space, now going too wide into the long bending right-hander. Warman's huge position, but still looking to try and get past now. Alex there are looking, and Mouse looking very prime position to drop offline down a few positions as he is now pressuring Fraud ahead. So this is going to take a second to realize doesn't keep going quicker every single lap. Palmer now gets overtaken by Zeech. He's now got wing damage, bit of contact from these two drivers. Now Zeech drops all the way down to P15, but Palmer now has wing damage, which especially in the wet is not going to help you at all. Mouse getting pressed by Diego here. May defending very nicely. Right now it's Kira down in P16. It's just waiting to get something offline. Now sends it down the inside of Fraud. Fraud gets the switch back though. They're going too wide up the straight now. Offline must have gotten the exit, but Fraud will now have the slipstream. He also has the ERS advantage. Trying to take it down the inside now as we jump on board with him. He takes the inside line. That's the move done and dusted. But Veer also sends down the inside of Offline. Offline must have braked really early to allow Veer to get a move. Trying to get a move done there. Veer does back out of it. Not after giving Offline a bit of a scare. Now Offline's looking to try and get past. Oh, Veer sends it down the inside again of Offline. Massive battle in here. Zeech is now battling Diego as well at the back of the pack there. Veer and Offline neck and neck. This is going to let Fraud pull away that little extra he does need to stay in that podium position. As of right now, his teammate, oh, nobody snapped there. His teammate has pulled a massive gap, and Zezin is just keeping that gap to Ben Arnold. Nice and simple. As now you can see a bit of a ERS drain beginning to form. Diego gets a 3-second time penalty now, full corner cutting. That's not going to be good for him. As Zezin also gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. That won't really affect him, luckily enough, but still something he's got to be very wary of in the main race. Alex now gets a 3-second time penalty. That's going to be good news for someone like his team. That's not really going to be good news for anybody because he will jump behind his teammate. And maybe Ted, if Ted can catch up quick enough. Offline now looking for a move on Fraud. Breaks a lot later than him, and Mouse now gets past his teammate of Alex. I think Alex knows with the time penalty he can't make much done with it, but with Mouse not having one, this could be what Aston want. They have both now dropped out of range from their battling with each other. Ooh, Offline sends it down the inside of Fraud. Contact there from the two drivers who sleeps Offline with a massively bad exit. Nothing can be done there. The only driver with 3-second time penalty is Palmer. No, 6 seconds is Palmer. The rest of the drivers with penalties are on 3. So not much to be worrying about there. May and Zeech now going side by side, ghosting through each other. They're not following the brand new rules that have been implemented. as Z tries to set it down the inside, makes contact with Palmer then, and that is him dropping back from, ooh, May. There's a bit of contact there from Diego. Almost sends flying round. Woman's still pushing. He'll finish in that final point position. It's going to be a big battle if he can catch up in these final 2 laps. But the main battle's in front with Fraud, as he's still trying to defend his P3. His final point position. As Ted now gets a 3-second time penalty. That's what Woman wanted to see. He is not going to finish in the points, which is very nice for him. If the race is to win right now, Bit looking to drop back a bit from offline. Offline still keeping up with Fraud very well. Just like, put the power down. Offline closer than ever on Fraud. Oh, bit of contact there as well. Offline misjudging his braking point, makes a bit of contact with Fraud there. No harm done on either driver. As Bowman still starting to drop back a bit. Jake's also dropped off a lot. Palmer's really defending hard, even with his wing damage. Bernardo now goes fastest. Whoa! What has just happened there? Ella parks it on the corner, which just leads to some visual glitch happening there. As now Bears looking to catch up on this final lap of this sprint race. Bernal's actually closed down the gap to Zezin, carried out with a time penalty. As Palmer's still defending very nicely to keep P12, which won't be points in this race. It's very entertaining for us to watch. There's Offline looking to push hard to get the move done. But at this point he will drop multiple positions, and with that massive start it's not going to help him anymore. Veer's now going to send it down the inside of the Alpine driver. Bit of contact. Offline goes deep, and that's going to be the move done for Veer up to P4. Now Mouse and Alex are in prime position to take, no, Mouse is in a prime position to get the move done on Offline. Alex does have a 3-second time penalty. Mouse now looking back on Veer. Not Mouse, Offline looking back for a move on Veer. They both almost go deep. Mouse just watching, knowing that even if the race finishes like this, he will finish ahead of the Alpine. As we jump over Zezin now to take round to the final 2 corners. So you now run to the final corner. I'm still on my time. Round to the final corner. Zezin will win the sprint race here at the Circuit of the Americas, taking the fastest lap. Bernardo now across the line, P2, for defending most of that sprint race with his heart. Will now come across the line, and he will finish P3. Veer P4. Offline finishing on track P5, but Mouse jumps ahead. Alex P7. Ted will cross the line P8, but Woman will take that final points position in. And Jake will take P9. Smooth actually jumps up to P10 as Ted, let's use it close enough. Palmer will drop all the way down into P15 after his time penalties. That's a very exciting sprint race, especially because it was in the wet. That's definitely not what you're used to. I love these loading screens. This game is so much fun. Oh my days. There we. Oh, I didn't even get to see the results. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? Well, no, I guess I don't get to see the results. Perfect. Alright, I will be right back as I will put you on board with Zezin, and hopefully he'll do a lap. Thank you all for waiting. I am back now. As we are, 3 minutes into qualifying now. Some drivers out on track, some drivers not yet. As Warman's the only driver to select the mediums, but that could all change before they leave the pit lane. It's going to be a very entertaining sprint race here around the circuit in the Americas. As lots of drivers setting a lap now. Kira goes provisionally fastest with a 134.1. We're going to see some very quick lap times here. A 132.5 from May now. Very nicely done. Veer now goes past their teammate 8 thousandths of a tenth quicker with a 132.5. These teammates are looking Very, very quick. Alright, Ted goes with a 32.5, smoothly 32.9, Jake with a 34.3, Diego with a 34.6, so he's the slowest driver on track right now. That could all change. Bernardo's now starting his flying lap. It seems like we still haven't jumped out of the pits yet. Palmer on a lap now. We're going to stay on board with him. Oh, Alex is washed. Was offline has been handed a quali ban for readying up too early at the start of the sprint race. Palmer, I just completely didn't realise, wasn't looking at my screen, fastest provisionally with a 132.3. There's one driver still on to sell lap time, that is Zezin, who Banana with the fast lap, they won provisionally fast with a 132.2. Yeah, I'm getting my numbers right. Zeech with purple sector 1. My game like that, I thought just a bit of rain. Definitely wouldn't be good for the drivers who are out on the track and I would set a lap time right now. It's Diego Santos, the slowest in this session. But there's still time for improvements. They're already out on another lap. Salute back in the race. I don't know, apologies if I misgendered that. They setting a lap now after DNFing from the sprint race and then accidentally leaving. Guessing either due to lag or being annoyed. Offline's now back out on track. We still have Zezin not to settle out. So I have no idea what to talk about. The drivers are out improving on their lap time. Woman's actually P7 on medium compound tyres. Surprising for me. Viz invalidated their lap. The only other driver out on a lap is Fraud. He's on purple sector 1. Looking to jump ahead of their teammate Ben Arnold. Offline now starting their lap. They are not taking the quali ban. This race they'll be taking it next week, which is, let me check the calendar for you people, when I can unlock my phone, which would be at Hungary. So definitely smart to take your quali ban right now instead of doing it at a track which you cannot be overtaking at. So now we watch Fraud come around the second to last corner, throwing his Mercedes in there. Now about to round final corner, throws it in there now, burns the rest of that ERS, and that's provisionally pole there. 131.9, very nicely done from him. Offline, purple sector 2 now. So this is definitely going to be something to watch out for. As he now crosses the second to last corner. Never mind, it's not good for his terrorist. You should know that already. We know it's offline, cross the final corner. He goes P2 with a 132.0. Very nicely done from him. But it's a very nice lap from him there. There's still only 2 drivers. Actually, no, Warman, who should actually come into the pits now soon if he wants to get a lap on the softs. Warman taken into the pits now, yeah. Just I suspect there's 5 minutes left in qualifying. Mouse setting a lap coming around the second to last corner now. Where will they come now? Come around the final corner. Burning all the ERS they have. Not burning ERS, they must use the deployment. That still puts in P3, the 132.2. Very nicely done to lose. Cutting some grass. Valtteri Bottas. I love that. Anyway, Zezin still not set a lap time. Z sometimes into the pits. Zezin that confident with his pace, he's only going to do 1 lap. You know what? If it works out for him. I mean, Mouse Toulouse, who's actually starting their lap time now. And Jake's only 3 drivers sitting on lap right now. As we now watch Toulouse take the It's a tight corner just before the straight, now locking up at Ferrari. We now watch them open that DRS flap, burning all the ERS they have left. Coming through now into sector 3. What will their time be? 101.8. God damn it, that's purple sector 2 though. Very nice. I just think that's Diego. Yeah, that's Diego. Tolu almost just hits there. But nevertheless, we stay on board. Coming around now the second to last corner. Now coming around the final corner to lose. This will probably be their only lap time in qualifying if they don't invalidate. Crosses the line. P3, a 132.717, sorry. Very nicely done from the Ferrari driver. It's P17 in qualifying all the way up to P3. There's still 3 drivers not set a lap time. Zezin, Zeech, and Alex. Alex has been impeded by multiple drivers. Zezin decides I'm not coming out on track. And Zeech, who has invalidated his lap times as well. Yeah, Zezin now leaves the track. All 3 drivers not setting a lap time out on track now. It's all drivers but 2. No, I say that back. All drivers but Kira are out on track right now. I don't think Kira has time. Jake doesn't think they can improve on their time. They retire in the pit lane. Kira doesn't go up to improve on their lap time. So both Williams are the only 2 cars not out on track. We're going to jump on board with who's on a lap. Toulouse not on a lap. Ben Arnold's on a lap. Here we go. Oh my ears, I'm dying. God damn it. Palmer's also on a lap. He's in through the first sector though. Ben Arnold's the driver we're going to be focusing on. And Slave's just come through sector 2. There's a lot of traffic ahead of him though. As we stay on board now, I'm going to get rid of all the screens. We pretty much get a full beautiful view of this final third sector of him. Now watch him cross the sector last corner. Very nicely done. Crossing the final corner now. Bang that ERS. Where does that put him up to? Improves. It doesn't improve. Improves to P3. Ooh. Totally retires. He doesn't think he improves. May with P2 with a 131.9. Oh my days. We're going to jump on board with Zezin as he starts his lap time now. Actually, no. Palmer's gone purple sector too. All these drivers are cooking. Palmer's purple sector 2 now. Alex goes P5 with a 132.0. Very nicely done from him. Palmer's only 3/10 up. That might not put him ahead of Alex. If Palmer does not get a lot of time from this third and final sector, he might stick and be behind. He goes purple. Fastest lap. Provisional pole for Palmer with a 131.6.6.6. That's a very nice lap. But there's one driver who could throw away all that. That is Zezin. Offline now goes faster with a 131.4. Very nicely done. He jumps up to P11 with their lap time, but we're going to stay on board with Zezin now, as you're going to have some very uninterrupted lap now as he goes purple sector 2. Let's just have a bit of quiet and watch this final sector from your sprint pole sitter. Now we'll cross the final corner, and he jumps to pole position on 131.3. What a lap by the reserve driver in this V-Carb. Very nicely done, as Warman jumps into P14 on his lap time with a 132.5. Diego Kira slowest sadly in the session with a 134.1, so there's a massive gap There's a 2.8 second gap from pole position to last place in qualifying. As this is looking very close, look at the split time. Some drivers barely split. Look at that. Mel and Ben Arnold barely split up. Some drivers are very close on pace. Offline's going to actually looking like a big threat after getting that quality line for Reading up early in the sprint. As now, this is looking like a very, very exciting race, as I've just got word that Diego is throwing his car into a wall. Not surprised, to be honest. No, all love though, Diego. Hopefully we see a bit more out of you in the race, as you're starting down at P16. So those for Carnage, you should be good. It's at least 10 positions you can make up when what's his name, Veer just torpedoes everybody else. You're all good. Your top 5 here is Zezin in the V-Carb, Offline in the Alpine, Ford in the Merc, Palmer in the McLaren, and Mouse in the Aston Martin. The top 6 are all different teams. That is something you rarely see, especially in leagues. Normally it's, especially if you looked at Zandvoort just a couple weeks ago, it was Mercedes dominance. And now it is all split up. Now, we are coming into this race, and hopefully it is a dry one for these drivers, so we can have a lot of action. As we saw, some drivers definitely have a lot more pace than others in the wet. And it looks dry, skies are clean, so this is looking very nice and very good for some brilliant racing here. Looking at the race director right now, every driver's gone to the medium compound tyres. So this is looking like a very nice race is going to happen. As we now go to 3, 4, 5 red lights. And his lights are, and away we go for the main race here. Very nice start there from Zezin. He gets it. May gets the job now on Ben Arnold. Is now offline, sitting down the inside of Zezin. Made a contact there. Zezin forced off track, and Zezin's been spun round. Zezin's been spun round there by Fraud. Zezin down into P17 now. It's going to be a massive recovery needed for him. Ben Arnold now up into P3. Jake overtaking up into P9. Siege makes contact with Warman. Alex and Talou going neck and neck through each other, breaking the rules, but it's fun racing, so we'll have to just, I might have to have a look at that. Phasing through each other, all these drivers are now so compact, so close this racing. Offline's pulling away now. Zezin's going to have to make a massive run if he wants to go down. 16 positions he's down. As May now gets past Talou. Talou loses it there, loses multiple positions down to P7, P8. Now is most probably going to be Ford now. Is now battling Kira, who's on those soft compound tyres. Now, Mouse gets past his teammate of Alex. Sends it down the inside. Now Talou trying to follow in the footsteps of the aftermarket driver. Woman gets overtaken by Veer. Kira now defending from Fraud. Palmer catching up heavily to offline. Being a very nice battle for P1 here. Banana's looking, just watching behind, waiting for that opportunity to pop up. May's having very, very confident, very, very relaxed in P4. Fraud gets the overtake done on Kira. As Zez is already caught up now to the back of the pack, only 0.2 seconds behind. As yes, Ford does have damage. I saw his wing fly off, and that's an end plate damage for the Mercedes driver. Ted's already in the pits now. That's going to put Zez already up in position. Doesn't even need to make an overtake so far. He's still got 15 places as Ted's retired in the pit lane. First lap of the race, he is retired. Doesn't want to carry on doing it anymore. Veer now gets past Warman. Warman now battling with Smooth, too wide. Now another driver off track. That is Kira. Ford gets past Warman now. A little bit of contact there. Veer now. Smooth jumps, makes it all overtake now up past Veer. Very nicely done from him. As that's another driver off track. That is Kira with big contact with Tess, and then this is just slicing through this pack now. He's got nothing to lose, so he's going to be trying his best to overtake all these people that he can, making up as many points as he can after that turn 1 incident with Fraud. Now, here we go. Pressed hard by Warman. No, yeah. With the contact there, DRS now open for these drivers. Who's trying to defend hard, trying to catch up to people in front of him. Offline and Palmer now too wide. Offline loses the position when Palmer had DRS. Offline still pressing hard, trying to get the overtake done. Oh, big slide there from Offline. Not losing any positions. That is very, very risky. Zez now gets past Warman. Oh, Zez spun run again. Contact with Warman's rear wheel, and he's spun run again. This has not been a race for him. There is still time in this race, so if he does decide to stick with it, there is still... Oh, so you're going to get a 3-second time penalty, now getting the overtake done on Warman. But we focus on his teammate now. As May looks to get a move down on Ben Arnold, Mouse just, and Alex watching behind, waiting for something to be done. Smooth into P10, now Ford up into P11 after his spin. Diego and Warman still side by side. Diego gets a bit of a spin on the outside, losing a lot of time. For some reason, Zertin has not retired after 2 spins. He is still staying confident, staying in this race. As Ben Arnold watching Offline slowly falling back from Palmer. As both Aston Martins are just walking, trying to keep up and just stay in this. DRS trying Smooth, pushing hard, but not stopping. It's going to be very difficult to stay ahead when you've got a raging Mercedes behind you. Offline now gets overtaken by Ben Arnold, who's trying to press Palmer in the McLaren. Diego sends it all the way deep on Warman. That's going to be Warman get the move done. Oh, Diego has a massive spin. He's round. Diego's rounding in the wall. Is he out? No, Diego's not out from the race, but it's damage for him. Very unlucky there for him. Doesn't again makes a move done past Kira. He's still got a lot of time to gain ahead. He is 10 seconds away from the leader provisionally so far, but that gap is slowly going down. We know Zezin is a quick driver, with a lot of pace with him, so it's not going to be long until he catches the drivers in front of him. As you can see, Warman will be actually a big problem, as after Zezin gets past Warman, they'll have a 2-second gap to get to Veer, which means there might be more battling that he'll have to do against Warman, which will definitely slow down his pace. Offline now gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting 4 laps into the race very early. This already in range of Warman. Alex gets overtaken by Toulouse there. Alex goes deep now. Toulouse looking for the switchback, trying to get it done now. Toulouse with that ERS advantage and with that DRS flap open now. Should be a done and dusted move for this Ferrari driver, but Alex isn't looking to give it up easily. Toulouse now will have the inside line, sends it down the inside. May also gets overtaken by a Mouse. Both Aston drivers saluting, okay, in position. Zezin now gets past a Warman with the DRS flap open. Now we've got battles on our hands. Alex looking to try and make it back past Toulouse. May's looking to try to make it back past Mouse. This is another yellow flag. That's Diego. Diego's retired from the race. That's a full-blown safety car. Safety car. It's going to be Zezin saving Gracie after being spun twice already. He has now got a safety car. What is that? Look, Palmer now dives into the pits. Ben Arnold in the pits. Offline in the pits. Mouse in the pits. May, Palou, Alex. Alex does not stay out. Jakes doesn't stay out. Zez doesn't stay out. Smooth stays out. Fraud doesn't stay out. Veer stays out. Does Zezin. Zezin doesn't prioritize track vision. He prioritizes his tyres. Warman doesn't stays out. Does Kira. Yes, Kira also stays out. So 2 drivers get to pit in this race. That is Veer and Smooth. Definitely because of their teammates being near them. But I think it would have been worth taking the risk. Kira making no risk to getting past. As Zezin actually jumps Fraud in the pits. Fraud drops down to P13 as Tez now left the section. As yes, Fraud down to P13 after all that. And I have to apologise to the people watching and the people racing as that was my fault, trying to determine who should be host of this lobby. As I apologize again for the lag, that's my fault. I was the one who recommended the host, and it's not been very good for drivers and for the commentators, or for me commentating. But yeah. Not going to be very good. All I can do is apologise, and we will hopefully get it fixed for next race. As Veer and Smooth will probably box this lap if they want to stay within race. Kira gets a 3-second time penalty under the safety car. The safety car is not on manual. Safety car is on broadcast. So we now jump to the lap. Now, wow, this is such good racing. Two drivers with time penalties. That is Kira and offline. Kira in down in P15, offline in P5, and 2 drivers yet to pit. Smooth and Veer. We now jump to the safety car restart. And yes, there we go. Safety car is in this lap. Smooth will be taking on this restart. As Warman's into the wall. I don't think he realised that he was back in. It's a massive hold up. Smooth holding up everybody. Going on board with Smooth. He will take us on this restart. Ran in the final corner now. He's playing very late. That's a very risky restart as we are now going back to racing. Warman now in the pits, and Palmer looking to try and now get past the 2 drivers in front as soon as possible. Mouse has disconnected, I think so at least, as they are completely ghosted. No, they're not, but they are using this ghosting to their advantage, and that is definitely a breach of the rules there. But I think May's also ghosted now as well. I think this is just again my fault here. Zezin looking to try and get past Alex now as soon as possible. He has got Fraud right behind him, so this is going to be one thing to be watching out for. You stay watching Zezin now, catching up to Alex slowly and carefully. Remember, this is a massive train now of DRS. Is Ben Arnold and Cole Palmer now battling. Ben Arnold Big slide, unable to get it done. Jake now getting past Toulouse. Bit more contact there from these two drivers. Toulouse forces Jake off track. It's going to be a double overtake for Zeke. What an overtake from him there. Jake sends it down the inside of Toulouse. Jake now ghosting again through these drivers. As Zesin takes the advantage up into, stays in P11. No, jumps up, actually jumps out of Alex now up into P10. As we have, no, that's not a yellow flag. That's just the game. As an off track now. Have to be very careful not to get his mouse is somehow a minute behind offline. Yeah, look, the leader time's fixed. Interval's not. Zezin. Oh, Toulouse round. Toulouse ran into the wall. That's damage for Toulouse. Zezin up into P9 now. That's another safety car. Safety car is out again. This is going to be perfect opportunity for Smooth and Veer. Now I think, just for the purposes of distance, I'm going to have to change it to leaders. As that is not broken. Because if you look, it says Mouse is a minute 37 behind. Right, due to me being an idiot, we will hit the restart and yeah, jumping into a restart, people. Again, I apologize, this is all my fault, to be honest, but yeah, sadly, I will definitely not be making this same mistake again. There you go, invite received. Oh, nice go. Oh, my days. Thank you. So I'm about to out everybody. Hey, alright, back in. Oh my day. Alright, I will. Swear to God, if this doesn't work, I'm throwing my controller through my monitor. Just gonna have like I'm just gonna commentate with a fucking controller in the middle of it. Swear to God. Please. Please. I beg. Me sign. Thank you, Alex. Apology for the inconveniences, people. Again, my fault. Hey, I'm in. Thank God. This is gonna be the longest 28 laps of our lives. So 8 laps, multiple safety cars. Now we've had a restart lobby. Okay. So how many drivers? Who are we missing? We had 15 drivers. Who are we missing? Hello. brother. Alright. No, I don't have an outlet. Alright, we are now going for the second restart here at the pit stop series. This is definitely one event for one. As we are now going to watch more carnage ensue. Drivers who didn't pit that entire time, humming very and smooth, and that's starting P1 and 2. They didn't pit during just before the restart, which has put them in very nice positions. 15 drivers out on track. Zezin, who got spun twice, making already back up into P9, so he's got not as much work to do. And if he gets a good start, actually multiple positions already going into turn 1. Now all we have to do is wait. We now definitely have a very enticing race on our hands with a lot to go. So we now go to 3, 4, 5 red lights. And this light's unable for this restart smooth. A very well spinning start. Veer will now take the inside line against him. That is the lead now. Palmer's now looking around the outside of both drivers. Offline, sends it down the inside, cuts the corner a bit there. That is a very nicely done. Palmer now still going to sprint it around the outside of his teammate. Ben Arnold's keeping the move on offline. Mel making it up. Ford up into P10. Doesn't already making a bit of PA. That's Palmer around. That's Smooth. Smooth running to the wall. That's not Smooth. That's Ben Arnold. Ben Arnold and Smooth both flying off the track now. As that is yellow flags in the area, but nothing given. Here with a 3-second time penalty. Oh my days. What has happened there? Fraud now making the move past Marsh. Zezin looks like a move past May as soon as possible. Zezin trying to get past May. May's defending very hard. Zezin tries to now taking it around the outside. Go for the switchback. May doesn't really go deep. Parks the car perfectly. Alex now gets past Kira. Some drivers are on the softs. That's now Diego. Diego's also spun around. Now that's 3 drivers already spun around. And Veer's having a very... trying to pull away now from Palmer, who's getting pressured by offline. Zezin now gets past Mel. More contact. Oh, Mel now has got damage. And that's Ford getting a double overtake on both those drivers. Very nicely done. Zezin's now got Mark Jake right up his inside. Now he's having to see that position. Zezin does not want to be seeing this on a restart in the remaining 20 laps here around the Circuit of the Americas. Jake, forces Zezin off track. Jake does not know his surroundings, forces Zezin off track now, and he's off again. That is the 3rd time in these few races he's around, and I think he is done. Zezin's now just parked it. He's now finally starting racing again. He does have wing damage in that, him retiring from the session. Yeah, Zezin after getting taken out multiple times in a row. It's not what you really want to see, but he does retire on track, which isn't really the smartest. Warman now off the track as well. Lots of drivers being put round every single where. That's not what you want to be seeing. Now that is offline, now with damage on their end plate. With Ford now looking to make a move past Mouse. Ford's now going to look, make a move down the inside, unable to get to. Oh, offline just takes out Palmer. Offline misses that breaking point, breaks another end plate. Offline, it's now just lost both end plates. And that is Palmer spun round down into P5. Alex makes past May now as well. Oh my days. What is happening? Palmer now been spun round. He's probably got damage. Offline's got double end plate damage. Veer's pulled a gap which is 2.8 seconds. He's sitting in an own world of his own right now. As offline gets a 3-second time penalty now. Mouse getting pressured hard from Fraud. Offline now in the pits. Palmer, nobody else stays out as we have these possible strikes appearing up now. These softs definitely will not last the time. The amount of laps it says it does. May also in the pits now with offline. Fraud and Mouse going fully wide now. Too wide now as doesn't use yet. Unfortunately left session after his incident earlier on. Now Mouse defending hard from the Mercedes driver, just holding up that a little bit more. Palmer's actually lost part of his front end plate as well. He's got damage. That's not going to be good for him. Now Jake is catching up. The Smooth now gets another, gets a 3-second time penalty. He's the 3rd driver in this restart to have one. As Ford now sits down the inside of Mouse, goes very deep. Mouse goes for the switchback. Does have the grip and is right there now. Zeech gets past Jake. So we now jump back on board with Mouse right in the diffuser of Ford. He'll need to get back past him sooner rather than later, as his soft will start to die off sooner than you think. Jake on the hard. He's actually is in a very nice position to maybe he can go hard soft if he can save his tyres for long enough. And now you can see Ford starting to close down the gap on Veer. After Veer took a very commanding lead at the restart, Smooth, who did start at the front of the pack, is down 13 positions into P14. Is offline. He's now just got a 3-second time penalty, and he's now into the wall. That's the entire front wing gone for him. I think he's just taking out May there. Offline's got lost from wing. May doesn't have any damage, but Offline has been having a very dirty race so far. Now, all we have left is he will probably come into the pits now. Barely able to take the second to last corner. Now diving into the pits on not even a full lap done on these hard compound tyres. He's already back into the pits. As Mouth is still keeping up with Fraud, and Zeech is now looking to get a move done on Palmer down this back straight. Zeech has the massive ERS advantage over him. And now with that DRS flap over, the advantage jumps up even more. But is he close enough? 8th gear now, 210 miles an hour. Sends it down the inside of the McLaren driver. Locks up a bit. Palmer does go for the switchback. Does have the grip, but Zeech is defending hard. Forces Palmer to try and go for another switchback. Palmer still does try it. Zeech defends hard. Palmer off track now. Zeech defending the inside line again, forcing Palmer to take the long way round. To the other yellow flag. Oh, it's Palmer's door! Smooth now retires on track, and Palmer just shoves Zeech into the wall there. As Alex and Jake go flying through. This has definitely been a carnage-filled race. Smooth. As Offline also bent into the wall. He's purposely DNF there, trying to force a safety car, and he has. As a safety car, Palmer gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's not going to be good for him, as he's lost his entire front wing. Diego also now into the pits. Oh my days, what is happening here? As Ben Arnold also dives into the pits. Palmer now retires from the race. He gives up. As now we have a lap around to go. As I will quickly be right back because I need to do something, and I will leave you on the race leader of Veer. I am back now with you during the safety car. Zeke doesn't actually. Zeke and the May are the only two drivers not to pit. It's May will jump out ahead of Kira now. Veer, who's in a very nice position right now, but he has got very quick drivers behind Alex and Jake on the mediums. Very confusing. Zeke still needs to pit, which is confusing me as well. As Palmer's now just rage quit this league. Palmer now no longer in the pit stop series. He been involved in multiple incidents and being blamed for them, which he was deservingly. He has now given up and has left the pit stop series. That means in a spot Mercedes McLaren is now open. So if you are quick enough to be in this division, join and maybe you might be able to get the seat. Now with 11 drives out on track, we have a very nice race upon our hands. Zeke now dives into the pits. He knows he's made a mistake. He's now going to be dropping to the back of the pack. Maybe. So that's not going to be good for him. As Veer will retake the lead of this race. It's going to be a very intense restart. We've got Watt drivers and Alex and Jake will be looking to try and make moves as soon as possible on those medium compound tyres. Still only 7 laps into this race. We cross. And this is going to be one race to remember, as Veer will have to defend for his life against fraud. Lap 8 now, and it's looking to show as whoa. We are green flag racing. Wait, what? Alex in the wall. Jake also now down in the wall. Oh my days. I apologize for this, everybody. Diego now up to P4. Woman making it up into P5 Veer. Mouse and Ford have already pulled away a gap. That's because, of course, the yellow flag. No, I can't even blame anything. Alex, I guess, a 3-second time penalty. He's lost his entire front wing. Jake, I think, also has damage now, and he's behind his teammate. May and Warman now side by side. May's getting boxed in. No, that's Warman, sorry, almost getting boxed in. Diego's starting to hold up the pack. Ford's now just trying to stay behind there. As that's Ben Arnold. Look at this battle. Oh my days, a massive battle for P4. Contact everywhere. Ben Arnold gets a massive double overtake. And now he's going to go front pass around the outside of Diego. Too wide now. Diego sees a very sharp line. Ben Arnold's going to go for the switchback. Diego pass on the corner. Nobody gets it done. May. Warman's now down into the P9. May now down to the P8. Jake getting a double overtake right on them now. Ben Arnold looking for a move now down on Diego. May and Jake side by side right now. Diego defending with his life against Ben Arnold now. Ben Arnold, your world championship leader, is going to send it down the inside on this final corner of the lap. Puts the power down. That's going to be the move done for him. Oh my days, the carnage is crazy here at the Pit Stop Series. Now, with Ben Arnold now also finally getting past Diego, it's going to be a massive opportunity for the drivers to try and get past. Zeech looking to get past. Very struggling. Jake also trying to get past on those medium compound tires. He has gained a lot of space to grab us now. Alex driving to pit for new medium compound tires. Now Diego's trying to get moved back past Ben Arnold, but with Jake getting a 3-second time, but the DRS now will be DRS has now been enabled, which is going to leave Ben Arnold with a disadvantage here. As Zeech tries not to slam into Diego under braking. As Biz holding a very confident lead, but Ford now with DRS in the center around the outside of the Red Bull driver. Looking both braking too wide now. Vid doesn't leave the space, but Ford does back out, so no need to worry. Zeech gets past Diego. Diego sends it back down the inside, both leaving each other's spaces. Zeech does go off. Jake gets a double overtake. Done now up to P5, the Williams driver. Zeech locks up Diego now. Takes it around the inside, and that is now Zeech going to make a look back down the inside now of these two drivers. Oh my days. Oh, bit of contact there from these two. Zeech and Diego still going right at it with each other. A bit more contact. Diego's round. Diego's round now. That's, oh my days. Mel dives out the lane. That's crashing to Diego. That's a P10 he is now. And Jake trying to keep up with Ben Arnold, but it's not struggling to work. Or still keeping up with Viv. Is doing very nice to get the move done. As Ford is just slowly staying behind. Now Ford trying to make a look, trying still saving his DRS, trying to get past there. It's really going to be a battle of who saves enough DRS and how close is Ford on this back straight. As I see a lot of messages deleted by HB. Guessing he's had a little bit of a crash out there. As Ford's not going to take it down the inside this time with the Red Bull driver. Vid's got no ERS to try and defend himself. Ford decides to back out, which does bait Vid, and Vid now has a very bad exit. It's going to leave Ford to have a massive opportunity to try and get back past him now. Jake also trying to make it past. Oh, Ford takes it around the outside of Vid. Both drivers leaving each other enough space. Bia takes a very inside line, parks it on the corner, and now Ford is unable to get past. And it's just going to be another Ben Arnold now gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Alex still very far behind from the rest of his drivers, so he's going to have to do a massive comeback if he wants the opportunity to get into the points. They're burning his ERS. This really trying to keep Ford behind and Mouse behind him. As Diego's into the wall. Diego's just slammed it into a wall. Diego's just caused a full safety car, and this is why I do say you do not let drivers who's already retired from the race back into racing. Diego's now in the race, looking but Alex into the points. That's going to be what Alex needs. Is that's a safety car for him. This is going to be Vir's lucky day. So I think all drivers will pit for new medium compound tyres, as they definitely will last the rest of this race. Now, with us only having 10 drivers remaining, if you were to finish this race, you will finish in the points. I'm actually going to chuck my hood up because it is freezing in my room. It's one air on. Oh my god, there we go. Very comfy. Let's see what these leaders do. Do they dive into the pits? Fraud is really sticking close to the diffuser of Veer. Veer doesn't dive into the pits. Fraud does though. No, he doesn't. Mouse does though. Mouse into the pits now. Ben Arnold doesn't pit. Zeech does pit. Woolman does pit. So does May. May does have wing damage. That's a bit different. Kira does pit. Does Alex? Oh, Alex is very far behind. I don't think he will pit. This has been one race to remember for some drivers. Veer's actually led a lot of races here, and he's done very well to defend against Fraud, but he's now got both Mercedes behind him. Looks to try and make a move done. As Kira's on new soft compound tyres. Very surprising. Now the top three haven't pit yet, which means people drivers like Mouse will have, and Jake will have a massive opportunity to try and get past them on these fresh mediums. The question is, will their tyres die out too soon? As Ben Arnold started to drop off from the grid. There's a bit of cheesy tactics there from him. Look at the gap, 3.2 seconds now. And just a new rule has been implemented where you cannot, even when it tells you to overtake a driver, it tells you not to. Because Fraud's down into the pit. Fraud's into the pits now. Ben Arnold has actually slowed down just so he can pit. So Veer's the only driver to stay out on the hard compound tyres. Yeah, look, Ben Arnold will actually emerge behind Alex on fresh hards. Ben Arnold doesn't have any free mediums. He's racing on fresh hards. Oh my days. That Ben Arnold's gonna be in a massive advantage there. As Veer has now got very quick drivers behind on fresh medium compound tyres, and all he has to do is just try and defend for, I believe, 8 laps, which seems like a lot, but when you are trying your best and when you are defending, it does go by very quickly. Now safety car is in this lap now. There will be the one on this restart. But as you can see, the Mercedes in P7 and P9, they've got a lot of ground to gain and a lot of people to overtake. As we're going to jump on board with our race leader now, Veer, as he will take us on this restart. Very slow, just staying over the 50 miles an hour limit that you have to do in the FIA. I don't know what the rules about it in this league are, even though I'm FIA. Really good showing from me here. As Veer sends it, Veer goes really early, that catches Mouse out, but if he doesn't get a good exit, it's all for nothing. Which he doesn't. Veer doesn't get the best of exit, but that's a massively bad edit from Jake. Dropped a lot of distance now. Veer's defending the inside heavily, finally goes back to the racing line. As May tries to look for a move forward already. Prushy slams into May's diffuser. That big hit there as Jake's now making it. Almost getting overtaken by Zeech now. Too wide, these drivers are going through the S's. Jake keeps position. Oh, but Jake's now off the track. So is Zeech. As Ford's trying to jump past Ben Arnold's actually already gotten past Alex now. As I can't see because I've got them cats in the way. Alex trying to push hard. Ben Arnold's trying to also get past his teammate now. Zeech looking to try and make a move back past Jake. Mouse also pushing, trying to get past Veer. No! Not the keyboards. Not the keyboards. Veer getting pressured hard by Mouse. DRS is not going to be activated till the next lap. So he's got no straight line speed advantage. Mouse tries to send it round the outside. Braking now. Throwing the car in. Veer goes very defensive. Mouse with the switchback. Now as the inside line. Zeech makes contact with Jake Marsh. Mouse goes for the switchback again on Veer. This time has the outside line. That's the move done for Mouse, but Veer is still here. Keeps the inside line, has the inside line now. More contact from these two drivers. Ford now gets past May. Ben Arnold's now looking to do the same. As Veer takes the inside line now against Mouse. They are burning all their ERS. Looking to get these moves done. As now Ben Arnold gets another 3-second time penalty. Veer starting to drop away as now Zeech is getting past the Red Bull driver with the inside line. Veer tries to send it right back past him. Gets his car stopped. Too wide they're going now. Bit of contact now from these two. Zeech does keep position. As now Veer's already lost 2 positions on the safety car restart. Now I've got to communicate with online services. That's not what I want to be seeing. So I'm going to quickly now get Kira back in. Kira, there we go. Kira sent to invite. There we go. No overtake's been done. Oh my days! Jake Marshall takes that Warman. Warman now down to P8. That's P that makes that P9. He's probably he might be overtaken by Kira's AI here. Oh my days! Jake Marshall now also off track. He is repaying for his sins. Veggies for him. But oh my days, Jake has just done a massive problem there, taking out the Ferrari driver. He now gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. He's throwing it into the gravel. I think he's given up now. As Kier is now hopefully back into this race. As Mouse is slowly starting to... Yeah, if I can go the right way. Mouse is slowly starting to pull away from Zeech. Veer. He dropped out DRS range. Gonna leave Ford right back up into P4. Get a move done on him. Now that inside line, Ford takes. Veer tries to keep it around the outside. Very clean battling from his two 10-lap-old hards. Veer's on. Very slidey and is not able to get right. Not able to do the switchback on him. Oh, sorry, Cat. Jake now still doing donuts in the back straight. Hairpin after the back straight. This is definitely... Oh, big slide there from Ben Arnold. As yeah, Jake's still doing well with donuts, which means he's going to be lapped very soon. And goodbye the rest of the grid. As Veer now has DRS active, he's trying to let his teammate get the overtake done on him. As you can see now, Jake's just still doing those donuts. Luckily not getting in the way of anybody, but that's still a big liability being there. Just doing those donuts. He's now being lapped by Kira, who is now back into the race after disconnecting. Alex now on the oldest mediums, apart from Kira, looking to get a move done ASAP. As Zeech goes fastest lap of the race, burning there, we are to try and catch up to Mouse, and there's a yellow flag. That's Jake again on the grass. Very risky them being out on track like this. It might actually ruin a driver's race. Ben Arnold's trying to get past May right now. Very nice defending from the reserve driver for this Red Bull team. As Alex is also getting very close but being pushed by Woman. Diego's finally left. Jake in the wall now again. I think he needs left. Let's see, got those good. I can't. My god. Both actually still have the range. Other two driving in front. They are doing very. They are really not battling. But saying that, Zeke will have DRS open. And he is going to take Marcus for the second time. Gets the move done. On the Aston Martin driver. Very nice, very clean, simple. This Warman is now trying to get move done on Alex. Gets the move done now. Alex dropped down to P8. As all Bernal makes a bit of contact with May there. May is still defending for their life against the Mercedes driver, holding them up as much as they can. May again is on the softer medium compound tyres. It's definitely a lot easier as Bernal did not have another set of mediums to box onto. Now, might look for another move onto the driver down this straight. Come under braking now, no move attempted. Ford is still pushing to try and get the win. They're on 12 lap old hard compound tyres now. As May is still defending hard against Ben Arnold. Ben Arnold's got no space to do anything. As now Warman's trying to get past the Mercedes driver. Alex watching from afar, just trying to stay with the pack. Kira down 8 seconds behind, still pushing hard to get these points for Williams, which they will be 2 points to make the difference in this World Constructors Championship positions. As now we come to the back straight for our two battling leaders, with Ford very close behind. Now burning. As there's a yellow flag, Mason for one. Mason run around, I think maybe made contact with Ben Arnold then, as Mouse now gets the move done on Zeech. That is very unlucky, and I think that definitely will be going to Stewart's reports for May. Ford's still trying to catch up to the two drivers, but ahead of him, trying to get back in at the S range on this second to last lap. But I don't think it will be done. Zeech and Mouse having a very nice battle for the win here, as Ben Arnold's now got free rein to push. It's too Veer, but the question is how quick will he get there? Foreman doesn't try and get a move done now because Alex Ben Arnold does keep P5, no attempt made on him. Zeech is closer than ever now on Mouse. Ford is still not being quick enough to catch up to the drivers ahead. Zeech actually dropped back a bit there now, as Mouse definitely has the ERS advantage over the Haas driver. Now Ford again not close enough to get something done. Warman's now getting pressured by Alex. Alex wants that position back from the Aston Martin driver. Zeech is pushing hard but isn't actually playing the smart game, saving so they have DRS for the final lap. And now it's going to be a battle of Mouse still defending hard from the Haas driver, looking for a move, getting to be done here. Warman doesn't get overtaken by Alex. Kira actually is getting pressured now by May. Can Kira defend for this final lap of the race? Or will May get the move on the Williams driver done, and will they drop back down into P9? But our main battle. Oh, wrong button. Sorry about that. There's Ben Allen's actually got 6 seconds with the penalty. That's not going to be good for him. He's going to drop behind Woman and Alex. But May now gets the move done on Kira. Let's focus back on our leaders now. Now, May and Kira still side by side going into the SS. Now, it's brilliant racing from these two. And now, Zeech doesn't have as much ERS as Mouse does. But they are both burning it all. This is going to be the final battle for the lead of this race. Zeech burning everything they have. So is Mouse. Zeech has the massive speed advantage. Mouse defends the inside. Zeech takes the lead of the race coming into the final sector. Now Mouse are going to be pushing with all the speed and all the grip they have left in their tyres to get back past this Haas driver. This is going to be one move, one battle that we will want to keep our eyes on. Zeech now pulling a little gap ahead. Zeech, I think, will be winning this race. He's pulled just 9 points. He's already pulled a second away from Mouse. What a battle this has been. And what a battle this has been with this restart going along. Zeech now crosses the final corner. And Zeech wins the Code Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix. Mouse finishes P2, but Zeech had a time penalty. Zeech had a time. Zeech got a time penalty. Oh my god, Zeech drops down into P3. Veer P4, Ben Arnold's finished on track P5, but drops behind Woman is Alex. Also, Alex finishes P7, May P8, and Kira P9. As I didn't think Zeech had a quality. Zeech had a time penalty. I didn't notice that. Zeech will finish out ahead on track. Driver the day goes to Zeech, and I think I have to agree with that. But Zeech must have got a time penalty on that final lap of the race. If you look at this race director, so many incidents here. Look at how many people have gotten warnings. As we go down to the very bottom, to this final lap, Zeech gets. When did Zeech get his time penalty then? That's my question for you. I don't know when Zeech got his time penalty, but very nicely done. Mouse is your winner. Ford is in second, Zeech in third, Veer in fourth, and Warman in fifth. What a race we have had here today, and a lot of drivers have left due to the instances happening here. That was an absolutely brilliant race today. I was your commentator, Ralphie, and I hope you have a brilliant rest of your night. Okay, if I could go to the stream button. Goodbye, people.